Sebastian Fundora proved me wrong. And this fight was a reminder, something that I had forgot, something that I usually preach, is the fact that in boxing, either you're getting better or you're getting worse. Sebastian Fundora got better. Keith Thurman got worse, and there's different reasons for that. One thing that I noticed about Sebastian, one thing that I wasn't big on, is the fact that he's 6'5". You know what I mean? He's the Victor Wembanyama of the boxing world, but he wants to fight on the inside like a little guy. But in this fight, he maintained good distance. And that's why he did so much damage with every shot. The towering inferno, dropping shots down, punching down on the opponent from that trajectory has to be awkward, has to be odd, and has to be lethal, dangerous. Not only did he keep a certain distance and not smother his offense, but he actually improved his jab. His jab is still nothing like Tommy Hearns, the hitman, the person who he really should model his game after, but I don't know if he has the overall coordination and overall ability. But he flicked that jab out there. And it was beautiful to watch him set up his left hand and set up his uppercuts off the flicking jab. The man has 80-something inch reach, tarantula arms, and he wasn't using them. He tried in the Tim Tszyu fight, but I could tell that it was an unnatural motion. His jab was flimsy, flunky. That's why I picked Keith Thurman to win. But from the first round, Fundora hurt Keith. Part of that is Keith having long layoffs these past couple of years. Keith not really being fully dedicated. We noticed it since the Pacquiao fight. Since the Pacquiao fight, Keith Thurman has not been fully dedicated to boxing. Right? He's been on and off, getting married in Tibet, playing flutes in the mountains, just doing him. In and out casinos, and that's okay. Keith Thurman could fight. He made a living. He made money. He's enjoying the money. But boxing is one of them games where either your ass is in or your ass gonna get knocked out. Either you are in or you will get knocked out of boxing. So Keith being 37, and he fights with a young man style. This is something I didn't consider. I didn't consider how old Keith was because how young he looks. But just because the face looks young, they say black don't crack. Them bones and them ligaments and them tendons, they do crack. You know what I mean? They stiffen up. Floyd Mayweather's most unbalanced performance was when he was 37 years old going against Andre Berto. Keith Thurman, from round one, looked unbalanced when he was doing his shift. When he was jumping from side to side, you know what I mean, trying to get his angles, he looked unbalanced. Another thing I noticed about Keith, he had such a hard time getting within the radius of Sebastian Fundora. He had such a hard time trying to figure out, how am I going to get to this tall dude? How am I going to get past that jab? How am I going to get in and do what I want to do and then get out? The style that Keith Thurman fought in is the same style that Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight Tommy Hearns in. Why is that important? Tommy Hearns had a lot of the same things Sebastian Fundora had, but more. He was more powerful. He was faster. He was just a little bit shorter. Hearns was like 6'1", 6'2", you know? But he was linky with it. Long arms. Crazy long arms. Fighting at welterweight. Welterweight. But here's the point. Ray Leonard realized he was expending a lot of energy and not doing much damage. So Ray Leonard did what? He made an adjustment. Middle of the fight. He's losing. His face was looking bruised up. Not as bad as Keith. Ray Leonard actually had better skin than Keith when it comes to boxing. You know, but his eye was damn near shut. And he starts walking Tommy down. He starts walking Tommy down. He changes his defense from just using his feet primarily to trying to catch and parry shots and move his head and getting on the inside of Tommy. And once he got in there, he did damage. He put in work. So here's what we know about Sebastian Fundora. He can fight on the inside, but he's vulnerable on the inside. After watching the Keith Thurman fight, you do not want to try to fight this man on the outside. You do not want to outbox him unless you're unless you're Cassius Clay. Because even Sugar Ray Leonard had to stop and say, you know what, this is not working. I'm not penetrating no Diddy. I'm not penetrating this man's guard. I'm not penetrating his offense. I'm not penetrating his radius at all. No Diddy. You know what I mean? So I need a change. I need to do something. Need to do something quick. So Ray Leonard started walking the man down. At no point did Keith Thurman say, F it, I'm losing, I'm going to walk him down. He kept trying to box. He kept getting popped. He kept getting hurt and kept backing off. He would land 1 or 2 shots at a time. Another thing is, when you get in on somebody like Fundora, you got to let them things go. Lubin hurt him, right? Brian Mendoza landed a big shot. But Lubin showed that you can really hurt this guy, but you got to let them things go. You could be tactical maybe for the first or second round, but Fundora coming to fight, and he's improving. He's improving. This is not the same guy that got knocked out by Brian Mendoza. This is not the same guy that damn near lost to Tim Tszyu. This is a guy that's working on his craft and learning how to use the gifts and those long appendages no Diddy, that the Lord gave him. So shout out to Sebastian Fundora, man. He definitely shut me up with this one. This fight was surprising. That's why it's always good to watch the fight, because it looks like one thing on paper. On paper, Keith Thurman shouldn't lose to Fundora. But this is the real world. You know what I mean? The paper ain't, hey, that paper ain't going to be when two men get up in that ring. That paper doesn't tell the full story of the training camp. That paper doesn't tell the full story of a career. Have you been really putting in work your entire career, or have you been trying to cheat the game? Fundora has been putting in work. After every loss or after every controversial performance, he's getting better and better. I look forward to seeing him. I love seeing somebody that tall go out there and just be a presence in the boxing world. You know what I mean? And shout out to him with the Harvard stuff. So this is a little scholar. He got the scholarly thing going on, man. He definitely took Keith to school. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man.